guys? Happy Friday. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Central. Oh yeah. All right, out. There's a incredible amount of baseball tonight. 2 slates, 2 games on this I don't know what this is, like a dark match slate. And then the big slate. I think I love when every team plays for prop betting, and then I love when not every team plays for like DFS. So yeah, hope you guys did all right yesterday. Angels went ballistic. No thanks to Jorge Soler and Kyron Paris. Not mad, not salty, a little bit mad, a little bit salty. I thought yesterday, with everything being so early, that I was going to stream early last night, but that was not the case. If you watched yesterday, I told you that there's a dog named Daisy. I thought I couldn't stop thinking about her, so I went and got Daisy and brought her to mom's. And the Texas sun was out. Texas sun had some hands yesterday. I mean, I literally had the heater on 4 days ago. Yesterday, right now I got every AC blowing. I got fans going. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I was exhausted. I mean, sun-baked last night. And lately I've been getting up around 5, 6 a.m. because I don't go to sleep till like 2 or 3. I would sleep at like 10 last night. I laid down and then I woke up and it was already 10:30 a.m. I was like, holy crap, I just got some sleep. But I ain't even mad. Needed it. And then we flipped the book open on this slate. And it's a lot. Every team in the mix. So this stream might get a little long. So I hope you guys got a Snickers. And ready to go. Bring her home. Daisy? Yeah, Daisy's in the kennel right now. She's here. She spent the night. I got her for 2 nights just to make sure she could vibe with the kitty cat. But she's been a complete darling. The only, like, she doesn't lead on the leash. I haven't heard her talk yet. She's just so docile, lethargic, and very scared, very skittish. Her tail's always tucked. But the one thing in the 24 hours I've seen is she might either have some anxiety or boredom chewing. She chewed through her freaking leash. And then when I was in the shower, I came out and she busted open one of the pillows I have in her kennel. So I have to figure out which one it is. We'll work on it, but man, everything else about her's been pretty doggone good for a shelter dog. So nice. What up, Po Jen? What up, Cujo? What up, Steve? What up, Cage? Justin? Cosmo? Yeah. Hope everyone's doing all right. Carl's Jr. half appetizers and milkshake is like 2.5 hours. So how long thinking stream will be? I'll try to get you out here for happy hour. Honestly, it might be a 2-hour stream. I'm not gonna lie. This is every team in the league going at it. This is a better time for you than 11:30 p.m. Steve. I put up a little poll yesterday. I only got 2 reactions to it, so I'm genuinely curious what the majority. Obviously, if I ask people at night, hey, what time do you think, like, would you guys prefer night streams or day streams? Well, people at night are probably going to prefer night. People in the day are going to prefer day. I wish I had a little bit more consistent answer. The pros and cons from my angle, at night, a little bit of soak time. Not that I would care because we're not even monetized. I'm not competing with friends on the air. You guys don't have to choose who to watch, so that's good. And it's just some content right away. Like, anyone can wake up at 3, 4, 5 a.m., go to the gym, listen to whatever. The pros of the day shift is this tab right here is pretty filled out by Vegas. Like, the market prices have settled on much of everything, the run totals, the K props and all that, and that helps a lot. And then I also kind of like punching through all the projections live on the so you guys can see the sauce and what's going into it. So I feel like from a content provider standpoint, the night before might be more long-term beneficial, but from a gamer grinding all this stuff the day of might be a little bit bored. So I'm kind of, it's pretty even. Too many DFS during the day. You're right, and that's my thing. Like I don't expect people to choose me over anyone, but sometimes it's gonna be inevitable, man. This Texas sun gets me down like last night. I just need to sleep. Y'all don't need drooling, mumbling gun at night sometimes. Isn't boredom chewing a symptom of anxiety? Maybe, but I don't know. But when I came out of the shower, she seemed to feel like, it's like, oh, you're here. Like she thought she was alone. I don't know. What up, RC? Night streams for you. Maybe we could come up with something at the beginning of the week where we kind of schedule and kind of serve both sides. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like a couple nights a week, the night before, a couple days a week. What's your theory on parlaying home runs for players on the same team? I don't have a theory, but it makes sense. How it sucks when you identify this pitcher sucks at this. He gives up homers to righties. Blah blah blah. Give me Mike Trout. And this isn't to say yesterday, but then yesterday when Taylor Ward homered first, I was like, oh no, is that the home? Because sometimes you just feel like a pitcher's only give up 1 to 2 homers, and then when multiple people get them from the same game, then it's like, oh man. But I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing, because also from a game, like a real life gamer perspective, and if it's early, when the hitter hits a bomb, he comes to the on deck circle, and the other guy's like, hey, what did you see? And there's his fastball is flat, or he's tipping, or you know what I mean? So I think it's fine if you think it's gonna hit, but obviously you don't expect teams to hit 3 or 4 bombs, but sometimes they do. We saw that yesterday. I think they fixed it, but if it's not fixed, I'm gonna see if it's fixed. I tweeted it last night. So yesterday, PrizePicks released. They had been doing tickets up to 1,000x, and then yesterday they dropped 2,000. So if I pick 5 plays, you see you can win 2,000 off $1. Now this is where I think there's a mess up, because it says 2,000x if you get 5 correct on a flex, which is also the price on a power play. So theoretically, I mean, they have to honor it, right? I tweeted, I was like, I feel like this is a mistake, because one, why would you ever power play it? And 2, if you think a couple people on the same team are gonna homer, but only 2 out of 3, you still get paid back. So I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but that's what it says. So if you want a home run parlay some stuff today and still have a little soft landing if only a couple hit, that might be the move until they figure it out. Or I don't know if they'll be like, no, that's a display error, we're not paying it out. But that seems like a mistake. Seems like a mistake. Early afternoon, there's not much competition. A lot of stuff happens later. Yeah, we'll find the sweet spot. I think once all the other sports get out the way and it's just baseball, there won't be so much. And then most of the shows are just pre-lock, and I don't really care. It's more of a thinking for you guys. I go live to 5 of us and we're all chilling, but also pretty much everyone on every other show I consider a friend. So I don't want to. There's no reason for us to be, you know what I mean? Or not, at least for me. There's no reason for me to be a up against that. What up, Willie? Favorite best baseball prop pick for today's pitchers? I really haven't even looked at the slate. What I did is I updated all the live data, got the DFS pricing in, and we're going game by game here. And after each game, I did it yesterday. We threw a $20 bill on PrizePicks. Yesterday I got kind of mopped up, by the way. I only hit like 2 out of 12. And maybe we'll do a game ticket on each game, just trying to pay off our research. But yeah, I don't have anything laid out yet because I haven't looked at it yet. But let's get into it. Ghost energy drinks and popping no dose tablets. I didn't have any yesterday. When I get to the point, Pogen, where I find myself drinking 2 or 3 a day, like I had, and then you could still feel tired. It's like then I'll quit for like a week or two, trying to cycle off. I don't want to build up too much caffeine. I don't know the science behind it, but I don't want to be immune to caffeine and have to drink four of them. And so last night, even when I was tired from being outside all day, I was like, dude, let me just embrace this tiredness and lay it down, not fight it. So I had the AC blowing, and in one of my rooms in my house, I got as a kind of like a gym. I pulled the fan out of there. That's a big boy fan. Pointed it on the couch with the AC blowing, bro. I haven't slept that good in a long time. So that fan is here to stay. I might have to move Daisy's cage. Right now she's by the door, but she might want some of that AC too. Tanner Bybee on the bump for the Guardians, taking on Chris Bubich. We got a 3.4 run total for the Royals, 3.8 for the Guardians. 41 degrees out there in Cleveland. Music's good, right? I turned it down a little bit. This game is not on your DFS main slate, so this will be the 2-game pre-slate if you're playing it, or if you're just hunting for some prop picks. You take 5 energy drinks a day? That's not good. Well, it depends. The drinks I have like 200 milligrams of caffeine. 5 of those a day, you might wake up a dead grandpa with that. But if they're only like, I don't know, I feel like you could drink 5 coffees a day. I don't know. What up, Lorenza? Hope you're doing all right. Pogen, that's not good, dog. You got some more miles on your tires than I do, dude. You might have to calm it down. All right, Chris Bubich, he's rocking a 32% K rate since the beginning of last year. He's facing a Guardians team that once you get past a couple of these guys, they strike out quite a bit. So let's pull up the pitcher projections while we're at it. We're going to go each pitcher projection and get those out as well. Vinny P. All right. Let's go 32% K rate on Bubich. And for walk rate, let's give him a 5er, and let's give him 6. Go back a little bit to last year. And then for Mr. Bybee, let's go with a Jesus. He didn't get no Ks in that. All right, so Bybee's what? He had food poisoning or something first game, but he didn't even pitch that first game. Right, 5.2 against Kansas, 2 strikeouts, 4 against the Angels, 1 per inning. So it looks like the swing and strike rate stuff is there. The Royals don't necessarily strike out that much anyway, so I'm willing to just be okay with forgiving such a low K total so far this season in 2 games. Looking at this pitch, make sure we're getting similar whiffs and whatnot. 40% whiff on the cutter. Last year, the cutter, that was his whiff pitch, 25. Yeah, I think everything's going to be 1-to-1. The strikeouts will come, so I'm not going to tax him. 679 expected wOBA on the cutter is a problem. I got to fix that. But other than that, I think the strikeouts will come for him. So I'm going to put him back at, I'll go up to 24% K rate for him. Not a K rate team anyway. Oh, it's the freaking Royals again. This guy, he's sick of them. We'll go 24 on him, and then walk rate for him here. Let's go 6%. Let's go get outs projected. Juice on the over, so I'm going to give Bubic 18, which is 6 innings, and the same with Bybee. So Vegas is pretty much leaning the 18 outs for both. So that's what I'm going to put. That gives me 7 Ks for Bubic, 5.4 for Bybee. Looking at prize picks on this game specifically. Wow, Bubic is only at 5. But there's some juice on his under at 5, so that's a little bit of a spreadsheet disagreement. And the spreadsheet was all over Bubic against the Orioles. But I will say, 4 in the projected of the Guardians are not your strikeout guys. You got to get to the Manzardos, the Lane Thomases, Noels. So I get it. Bybee, his problem, going back to the beginning of last year, some homers to righties, or lefties rather. 136 homer per 9 to lefties last year. There's a few up so far this season. Elevated whip, elevated barrel. Expect the barrel to come down, but still, even if it's 8 to 10%, that does open a door for, as Necreasy mentioned, Mr. Pascantino, who has almost a 190 ISO against righties. Oh, you know what? I got the wrong letter here. There we go. Wait, this is wrong. What's happening? Why did that change? All right, we have to fix something real quick. Why is that a thing? Let me see. 33. Okay. Sorry, Chad, this is pulling from the wrong square. There we go, right? No, it's still, oh, now it's coming from that square. All right. Real quick. If, see, oh, no, it's pulling the right square now. All right, now we're good. All right, so those Pascantino numbers, 188 ISO against righties since the beginning of last year. Just 11% K rate, 766 OPS. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Bobby Witt also looking pretty sharp here. Generally, though, low temp game and 2 good pitchers. I think Bybee's a good pitcher, despite his rough metrics to start the season. Going back to this game log, but I will say it's the same team, right? Royals again. First pitch strike, much better in game 2 than game 1. 65%, still not horrendous, but you like the 70 above. He had almost an 80% first pitch strike against the Angels. So get back to that against the Royals here in his second round. Batted ball 501 xFIP, but the xFIP is not on his side those 2 games either. So I might be giving him a little bit more rope than maybe I should, but I kind of don't want to judge him too much off of 2 games. But the fact that it is the same team that doesn't strike out, I probably wouldn't. I don't need to get to him because I'm not playing that slate for DFS, and I don't need to put any action on him for strikeouts unless I was chasing the under. And at 5, that's a little too low. So not interested in action on Bybee here. Bubic's strikeout prop is pretty intriguing to me because I feel like I'm in large disagreement with it being 5. So I think I wish there was a confirmed lineup out, because Quan, J-Ram, and Santana, he might not get a strikeout in the first inning, but then he might turn around and strike out the side. 5 is just a little low. If you're gonna tell me he's getting 6 innings, I think I'm gonna go over on the strikeouts there. Can we bet against hitter strikeouts in this game? We can. Is there somebody we want to pick on the most? Noel or Manzardo? Bubic strikes out, and this is something that after the Orioles game, they asked the skipper, "Why'd you give him all righties when he has reverse splits?" And I'm like, "You're not gonna throw out all lefties against the lefties," but Bubic is not scared of righties. Is my point here. Actually, this is all wrong, isn't it? Yeah, Bubic is a lefty. I don't know why I had that loaded as a righty. Fix that though. So I think I'm gonna go. Could we get either Arias, Noel, or Lane Thomas as a strikeout victim? We can get Manzardo, get some of that lefty. Noel, we can. So what I've been doing is I like to run a correlated cards on PrizePicks. So if I'm gonna take Bubic to go over 5 strikeouts, especially when you're getting guys at like 7 strikeouts, you can go pick on some hitters to strike out to make it make sense. So looking at this lineup, Noel strikes out quite a bit. Manzardo is a little bit intriguing to me because I got this all backwards. I'm just not awake right now. All right, that did change everything. I think Noel. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna wait for this lineup to come out. Now that I got everything right, this is kind of scary. Cannabis and energy drinks and munchies. Living a life. You got them for 5.4Ks. Yeah, now that I fixed that, let's see if that updated. It went to 6.82, which is still over 5. I'm intrigued with the 5, but I'm not super. My gut isn't loving it. So I'll wait for a confirmed lineup to come out before I get some action on that. For DFS, I think both pitchers are in play. Bubic is a little bit more intriguing to me, just because his 30% K rate for 2 years in a row is pretty sexy. Guardians against lefties, 1 through 5 project pretty well historically. Dude, there we go. J-Ram against lefties. J-Ram was one of the guys that triggered me yesterday. Freaking had him for his over fantasy points on PrizePicks. Him and Paris and the other day Bregman. I hate when teams go off, like drop 10 plus, and the guys that you got are just like not involved. I literally think J-Ram had 0 yesterday, and like Quan homered in front of his face. I was triggered. I'm triggered. Right? Yeah, 0 for 5. Like, they were kind of going off. It's like, you tell me the Guardians score 1. I'm like, hey, J-Ram might have had something to do with it. You tell me he scores 5, 6, 7. I'm like, oh, J-Ram double dunked, didn't he? He did nothing. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go Bubic. I will put Guardians here just because they do give lefties fits. And then looking ahead at the other pitchers on this small slate, Singer, Falter's probably the one guy you don't want. I don't know. I guess all pitchers are in the blender, but Royals don't strike out, so we're gonna go with Royals too. Oh, he sucks when I play. Oh, Scott, you did that. You gotta let us know, bro. If Scott playing J-Ram, all right, I'm good. All right, next game on the docket. Maybe I do need a ghost, bro. I just like analyzed the Guardians against righties for 10 minutes and then realized, wait a minute. This is a game that if it was on the main slate would probably go one of two ways. Be a game you gotta get to, because Great American Ballpark going off, or a game that scores one run. That seems to be the Pirates and Reds special. Yeah, I need caffeine. I can feel it now. So when that when the Guardians lineup does come out, though, I'll make a decision on whether or not I want some Bubic action on his strikeouts. I feel like 5 is five. If Vegas is just straight up saying Bubic is 6 innings, 30% K rate, and you're gonna give me a chance at 5 strikeouts, you know, K per inning, with the ability to push, I feel like I want that no matter what. But on PrizePicks, I gotta pair it with something. So I would like to pair it with somebody that will likely strike out. Right now, it's probably Noel, but I don't know. And even Noel, he doesn't necessarily even have to strike out against Bubic. He can strike out later. But am I gonna set that for a $2.25? Probably not. 3.7 run total for the Pirates. Reds are sitting at 4.5. About 50 degrees out there in Great American. Brady Singer on the bump for the Reds. 12 innings, 30% K rate for him. A 108 whip and just a 3% barrel. Ground ball rate is okay, not great. 40%. That's down 4% from last year. 31% to lefties. That's down immensely from last year. Much like Bybee, you know, we gotta give him a little bit of a break because of the small sample. But this is not a park for you to degrade your erode your ground ball rate. Need some lefties in the Guardians lineup. I mean, technically they do, but they'll probably be batting righty. The Guardians might be more, I don't know. He's going to be an interesting case. There are some years back it was unheard of to not take the platoon, but we have seen some hitters, some switchies bat same side if the splits call for it. So it's not a common thing. I don't think J-Ram will do it. Like, I think whatever your best platoon is, you go for it. But we have seen some scenarios where lesser switchies will do it. Looking at the single game results, so let's go plate discipline for Singer. Game log and do that. Great swing and strike rate. The first pitch strike, you want it a little bit higher, but great swing and strike rate through 2. Let's go batted ball. 3.2 xFIP, and that first game 2.2 xFIP against Milwaukee. Looking pretty good, even with the ground ball rate kind of diminishing. But that could just be happenstance too, though. So I don't want to go out too crazy on that. I just think Brady Singer's good, like good enough real life pitcher. I don't know that he's going to be this guy, the 2 expected ERA, the 30% K rate. But if he can get that expected ERA around like 3.5 in Great American with a 1.4 K rate, I think he's interesting long term for them. In this game in particular, you guys know me, I stack the ballpark all day, every day when it comes to Great American. I think the red side look a little bit more juicy as far as picking on the opposing pitcher. Falter, just a 20% K rate so far this season, which is actually up from the last 2 seasons. The swinging strike rate's up. Would like to assume that's a coincidence, but we'll go see if there's a pitch that looks significantly different that's getting it done. So his highest whiff pitch so far has been the slider. Last year the slider was a 233 expected batting average, 346 expected slug, 274 expected WOBA, with a velocity. Where's my velo? There it is. My brain, 86. So this year it's dropped 2 miles an hour, or maybe 1.5 miles an hour. Expected slugs 440, not great, but whatever. Expected batting average 374. Ouch. He's got to put some zip back on the slider, but he's still whiffing. So keep an eye on that. So give me Reds. Despite all of this horrendous color against lefties, just gotta lean on bad hitting, beating bad pitching in a plus ballpark. Give me Singer, and then Pirates. Obviously, everything's in play on a 2-game slate. Specifically in this game, if we want to create who might do what, man, I've been saying this about Jack Sawinski in short sample. He has been putting good wood on the ball. Let's go look at his I guess he's kind of, yeah, right there. 42% pull and air percent so far this season, which again could be small sample size, but I think that was like the top in the league. The last time I looked, it might have changed a little bit. And let's split it versus righties. Right. Oh, I got it on picture. I'm a dummy. I'm like, don't tell me Kenta Maeda's raking. Yeah, Sawinski's right now 4th in the league in pull air percentage, which if you were to create a stat called bomb detector secret sauce, it would be this stat. This is literally what's fueled the bomb detector for 10 years. Justin Malloy, MJ Melendez, Jonathan India, 2 guys on the Royals. That might be something to keep an eye on. But a 42% pull and air rate, meaning he's putting the ball in the air and he's pulling it, which is your power side. So if he finds himself in a leadoff spot with this type of hitting profile and just 12 batted ball events, but it's a good sign that he's squaring it up in that park. It definitely looks good. It bodes well for him. But Brady Singer, not bad, but in the last 2 years, he could definitely leave him up to lefties, and he had been playing in Kaufman, right? Kaufman versus Great American, a little different. His ground ball rate probably doesn't make these numbers too crazy, but just out of curiosity, if he would have played the last 2 years in Great American Ballpark. So he gave up 22 homers last year. If he would have played all his games in Great American, he would have given up 28. So that's 6 homers on the table. The year prior, 11 homers on the table. So we're definitely likely to see the Singer home run per 9 go up. So, hey man, if Sawinski's in that leadout spot, I could do it. What up, Reese? Sawinski's barrel rate is 15%. Nice. Yeah. Sawinski, if they put him in that leadoff spot, I'm in it. And then to fill out that stack, obviously you just pair him up with like O'Neal Cruz or Brian Reynolds. That 1 through 3 could be really fun up against Brady. No lineup though. So let's switch over to that game and see. See, again, I don't want to actually put money on it yet without the confirmed lineup. But I'm pretty sure they'll just send him out there. Sawinski, we've seen him lead off. Hitter fantasy. They don't even give us. They didn't give us Sawinski the other day. Now I think about it. Maybe they'll add him. Oh, they do give us on the homers though. Do we put a little notepad on feeling in our bad knee homers later. I'll get one going. Home run watch. Let's put Jack Sawinski waiting for leadoff verification. You get maximum at bats in that park with his current batting profile. We'll do it. Here, what up, Ricky? Dang, you had them in tears and they got nothing posted. That's crazy. What up, Travis? Hope you're doing all right. All right, let's matriculate onto the main slate. Oh, you know what? We didn't do our pitching projections from this game. Bailey Falter. We're gonna give him an 18% K rate with a 5% walk rate. And then for Mr. Singer, I'm gonna push him down to. I'll give him 25, 1-4. I'll give him 25% K rate with a. Let's go 6% walk rate. And then what's our outs here? Singer is at juice on the over 5.5. So we'll go 16.5. Oh, wrong guy. And then for Mr. Falter. Wait, is this? Dude, I am so dumb. Strikeouts. I'm sitting here thinking that was innings. So juice on the over 17.5. So we'll put a 18 on him, and we'll put 15 on Falter. Dude, I need some caffeine. It gives us 6.25 on Brady's K's, less than 5 for Falter. 4, 6. So pretty in line with the projection right there. All right, main slate now. Right off the rip, I'm seeing a lot of red in the potential weather here. So let's at least put some yellow as we get this built out in the spreadsheet. Game time. We're going Yankee Stadium, baby. Lamont Wade Jr. Yeah, I'm about to DoorDash some caffeine. I didn't think I was this sluggish. Maybe I'm just getting old. Is this what getting old's like, Uncle Pojen? You know what I need to do? This coffee pot's been going to waste. I've been all up in my energy drink era, but maybe coffee. Coffee could be the wave. Marcus Stroman towing the slab for the Yankees in the boogie down Bronx. Coming back from a horrendous road trip in which the Tigers of Detroit put their bats to sleep. All that torpedo bat hype from opening weekend. Boy, did we stop hearing about that real quick. Robbie Ray on the bump for the Giants. He's gonna have his tight pants on. We know what we get with Robbie Ray: strikeout or home run, yeah. Do we have any leans on this weather? Yankee Stadium weather. So we'll go 7 p.m. over there. Looks around 8 p.m. There's a little rain. 83% chance of rain if I'm reading it right. That could be a problem. I don't think I'm reading it right because I'm an idiot. Oh, maybe I was. I thought there's a Yankee game in orange. Oh, okay. Well, that's a problem. Are you gonna get whomped? Alright, well then we'll bust it up to orange too. High likelihood of rain in this game. So assuming that holds up. I mean, we're never playing Marcus Stroman. That's just not happening. So all this is going to be weather permitting, obviously. But I mean, you throw the Yankees in the consideration in the interest ranking. 13% K rate for Robbie Ray is kind of crazy. Yeah, it would be nice if they postponed this game before lock too. .698 xFIP against Seattle, 4.5 against Cincinnati. The walks are back. I don't think there's anything in this game that we're going to be able to lean on this early with the uncertainty on the rain. 10% swing and strike rate against Cincy, 8% against Seattle. So Seattle looks like the 54% first pitch strike's a problem, but 8% swing and strike rate combined with 5 walks. So obviously your strikeouts are gonna diminish, and maybe your swing and strike rate stuff does. So an issue of command, which used to be a thing, right? I guess it was a thing last year too. 43 innings in 2 years. Slider has been his whiff pitch. It's got to tighten up his command, it looks like. Robbie Ray, spring trading. See if he was walking people in spring. One walk in all of spring, so that wasn't really a thing he was carrying around with him. Oh well. All right, so no matter what, weather permitted, it would be on the Yankees. If we saw a different version, inconsistent version with more innings to believe in Robbie Ray's strikeout potential, if there was no weather, I certainly wouldn't think you're insane for taking some shares of Robbie, because the Yankees have shown you they could strike out, and they have a just ridiculous amount of K rates. But I don't think today's the day. And then Marcus Stroman is a Billy Bob bum with a problem lately with homers to lefties. So Jung-Ho Lee, Lamont Wade, Mike Yastrzemski got him one yesterday. Those were the guys, but it looks like this game's not even going to be on the table, so I don't want to burn too much time on it. Yeah, cold and nasty. Hopefully they just pull the string. All right, you said we had a lineup for the. We have a lineup for the Cardinals. Oh, I thought it was going to be the Guardians. DK added Festa on Minnesota to player pool. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not even gonna put a card on that game because it feels like weather's gonna take it from us. Let's move it on. Baltimore and the Blue Jays. Yeah, I feel like every game in Fenway went the way I did not expect it to go. Every single game. I was like, yeah, Gossman ain't got it, bro. He's gonna get hit up. Gossman looking like old Gossman out of nowhere. Cool. Same with Tanner Houck. Like, come on, man. Pick a struggle. Little Santander. I'm coming home. And then, was it yesterday? I was on here like, I don't think the Blue Jays should be necessarily underdogs. We didn't have a lineup yet. And then I start taking Vladdy for some action. Freaking Vladdy's not in the lineup. I was like, Vegas knew this dude was gonna be chilling today, didn't they? I think he came in to pinch hit against Araldis. Didn't go great. Actually, I think he might have barrel flew out. I think maybe I saw. We do have a Reds and Royals lineup. Oh, I didn't do strikeout props or strikeout. I didn't do pitching projection for that game. I guess technically I need to do them for every game, so we might back it up here in a second for these two games, but hopefully these games just don't happen and I can just take them out of the equation completely. It's another rain game. Yeah, let's throw an orange on that one. Yeah, we're looking at 100% chances. So, I mean, it's definitely gonna rain. So like, I would just assume this game is almost guaranteed to not play. Yeah. So I'm not even gonna waste time on it. Sagano versus Francis. These two games are gonna be annoying. All right, we're just gonna skip. Everyone would skip that game, right? There's no reason to put money on this game from a prop standpoint this far out. And for DFS, if it does go somehow, you guys get it, right? Orioles and Blue Jays look more intriguing than either pitcher. I don't think Francis is a gas can long term, but I like this Orioles offense quite a bit. 5.42 on the expected ERA for Francis. 10% barrel rate. You're going 1 in 10 barrel rates on your batted ball events. This is a good Orioles team. So, their run total, by the way, was 4.3. But yeah, we're just gonna skip over that. What's up, James? All right, it looks like we might have gotten through the rain portion of this slate. We're still at the 7:05 start time. So we're gonna go Braves and Rays. Oh, freaking Ozuna, dude. I've been on this dude for a homer for like all weekend. And then last night, he freaking finally does. I guess to be fair, he got robbed. One of those games, I think. Baseball, so cruel yet so beautiful. It's like my ex-wife. I'm just kidding. I don't have an ex-wife yet. What? Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau, Caminero, Aranda. Dude, Aranda keeps popping in the power charts for me too. Aaron Meisner. Taylor Walls. All right, Taj Bradley, Bryce Elder, meat and potatoes of this breakdown. 4.3 is your run total for the Braves, 4.9 for the Rays. Rays are minus 140 on the money line right now. Tampa Bay, that park's been really nice for offense as the Angels continue their little hot streak here. So Steinbrenner Field, 70 degree weather. Immediately interested in finding some offense in this one. And it looks like it's more likely to be from the Rays side. Taj Bradley, I think, is good. 32% K rate thus far this season. Aggregate, let's give him 29 the last 3 years, maybe 28. The swing and strike rates in the double digits. The barrel rates are up there. He can get got. The whip has been kind of iffy. The 11% walk rate to righties so far this season, not what you want. The almost 9% the last 2 years against lefties. Like, he can lose his own, but the strikeouts are there. And this is a Braves lineup that will certainly offer up some strikeouts if you challenge them. So I am interested in some Bradley early on as a strikeout getter. Do I rank them above the Rays offense? Probably, because Kevin Cash is a troll. So we're going to go Bradley in the interest ranking. Bryce Elder, no thank you. Less than 20% aggregate K rate overall since the beginning of last year. Really struggles with lefties. It looks like less than 15% aggregate K rate against lefties so far. And allows a lot of power. So there's a guy named Brandon Lau on the other side that's looking like a problem for this guy. And Aranda, I'm almost sure Aranda is going to be top of the bond detector so far based on what's in there. I mean, Judge might be up there, but Aranda's been up here every day. There he is, number 2 again. So small sample, but I gotta figure out. We gotta take a second. Every day I update the spreadsheet, and Aranda is like been at the top. So let's go do some digging on why this guy is the new sweetheart of the bond detector. Taj is one of your pitchers. Yeah, I think he's a good choice. Let's go batters. Pitcher handedness righty. And search for Aranda. 26.1% pull air rate, which is actually not like insane. I guess it's insane with sample, but it's not sampled that. Yeah. Let's pull up his overall card. His exit velocity has gone stupid versus his career average. His expected slug is 665. His hard hit is 62%. His barrel rate's 11% or 16%. The sweet spot is at 46%. On 24 batted balls too, so not a lot, but not a little for how many games. Yeah, I would like to see that fly ball rate up a little bit more, but honestly this kind of accounts for what we need, because fly balls can get a little noisy with infield fly balls. All right, Aranda and Lau. Let's go look at Lau real quick, see if he's been. Yeah, gotta get the ball off the ground. Lau's kind of funny because last year he would have had less homers in Yankee Park than he actually had. That's funny. Dang. So his expected slug is pretty great too. Top 5%. Top 7%. So these would be two guys I'm on for sure in the game, and they match up pretty nicely against Elder's lefty problems. And so if we were to, let's put a card in for that game. Try to challenge our research here, yeah. Bradley, oh, we can go fill out these strikeout props too, yeah. What up, Pinstripe? All right, Pojin, appreciate you. For Bradley, we're gonna throw in a, let's go 28% K rate, 8% walk rate. And for Elder, let's do 18% K rate. Let's go 8.5 on the walk. We need to search replay. You can sort my team. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little slow in the draw on the Savant page. I want to incorporate some of their stuff into the spreadsheet a little bit more. Because some of these stats they're coming up with, they're so good. And some of them I feel validated, like that pull air percentage, dude. I swear, you look at the bond detector algorithm for the last 10 years, and people are like, how are you doing that? Literally, I'm looking at line drive, fly ball, pull rate. Like this is what they freaking put in that stat, and I'm like, man, that was my idea. But no, that they make it so that's such a good website. Outs for Bradley 17.5. We'll leave it there, and then for Bryce we'll put him at 15. So 17.5 for Bradley. It's giving us 6.5. They got him push lined at 6. So I'd probably be okay with throwing that on the over, just because if it pushes, right? Like it doesn't tax you. There's juice on the under though. What are they seeing that I'm not? There's a lot of K's in this Braves lineup. All right, so how do we make a correlated card here? Well, first of all, let's go get Lau and Aranda, something on them, yeah. So I would love to just get fantasy points on those two for a safer card, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that option for Brandon Lau. So we might go hits and RBIs, and then we'll go Aranda. He's not even on the. Oh, there he is. So we'll go hits and RBIs from him, and then we'll pick on Elder. Ooh, a little runs first inning. I don't know about that one. I think we'll take the free. We'll take the free 1.5 for 3.5x. Oh, dude, they only let you go 1.5 for 3.5. We'll do that. So we'll put we're doing dollar units on PrizePicks still, and that'll be card number 1. Just get a piece of the research up in there, and then for Homer, watch Aranda for sure. And then what did we say about Lau's sweet spot? 44%. Don't mind that. Lau's interesting too, right? So we'll put him on the home run watch list. The term watch list seems so dirty. What's up, Dontar? Even on Bradley K's. Got him for some homers. Yeah. So how about this? The Braves played late in the night last night, right? They got rained out, and I don't know what time that game ended, but I saw I was getting alerts at like midnight. So that's like 1 a.m. their time, yeah? I don't know. I guess it don't matter. They slept. You can sleep. Who would Bradley give up a homer to? Probably a righty. Probably Ozuna. Ozuna's has been that guy. So I guess keep an eye on him if he's in there, yeah. All right, next game. Miami. Oh, yeah, Edward Cabrera drawing the start today. I saw that come across my timeline. Luis Garcia. Off the rip, this is feeling like a game that's going to be something I'm not really messing with. But we'll see. Might get into some edges on Cabrera. Cabrera was really good in the minors years back. I assume that hasn't changed too much, but we'll see. But man, the Nats are almost on my don't pitch against list, because every time I do it, they turn into the Washington Tony Gwynn's, them in Chicago for no reason. Graham Pauley. Cabrera last year almost a 5 on the expected ERA. The year before 3.7. The strikeout stuff is what makes him most intriguing, though. And it's not a ton of strikeouts in this Nationals lineup, in the projected at least. Run total for the Nationals 4.2. Run total for the Marlins 4.1. I spelled Otto Lopez wrong. Let's go. I spelled Otto backwards. That's how my bad. So I guess, did the market give us anything on Cabrera strikeouts? 4.5. The juice on the under? What is that about? I like that my default is freaking Reed Detmers. %25% K rate so far, 11%. The walks are crazy for him, dude. And if it's a low K team, they do throw in some walks. Some command issues could be a problem early. Let's go look at if there's a walk line for him. Pitcher walks. I guess they don't. Walks allowed. There we go. 1.5 is a 2.5 would be the demon, the goblin, the mind goblin. I'm probably gonna chill on Cabrera then. Mitchell Parker, going back to the beginning of last year, we're pushing 30 innings of sample size on him. Just hasn't been a strikeout guy. The swinging strike rate's been run of the mill. Hard contact to righties has been a problem. Just feels like no matter which way we slice it, there's not going to be a warm and fuzzy feeling on anything we click from this game. So you're kind of hoping if it, they put some runs up on a 13-game slate, maybe it turns into a 11-game slate. You just kind of assume it's not going to be from the long ball, though we have seen some James Wood slate breakers. But yeah, Mitchell Parker. Are we expecting greatness out of Mitchell Parker anytime soon? And bigger sample last year to righties, 118 innings pitched, 95 strikeouts, so no. 37 innings to lefties. He struck out lefties more, but that's to be expected. 17 bombs to righties and under 18. That's fine. He just seems like perfectly average, below average, kinda. You know what I mean? Nothing shiny in this game. Dude was saying in MLB The Show, Edward Cabrera, yeah, he was. The MLB The Show be trolling me, dog. They be giving all these minor leaguers crazy cards, and then when they get called up, they just get smacked around. You're like, wait a minute, that guy. What up, Josh? Listening to Gun while working is pretty dope. Getting 2 birds stoned at once. Let's go. Is there anybody in chat that doesn't smoke weed? Am I the only one? I'm off, Edward. I just think Nats are a lot better. No, I'm with you on that. They're very scrappy, if nothing else. And Nats are like the old Marlins, where not a ton of strikeouts in the lineup, and a couple of, if you fall asleep, they'll get you. This James Wood guy is already 5K. CJ Abrams 5,300. Like, they're getting priced up because, you know, it makes sense. So, looking at Mitchell Parker, trying to figure out what might go get him. And it's like, I'm thinking a power righty, but I don't have one. Derek Hill, Dane Myers. These are insanely juiced WRC pluses, likely built on the back of small samples. So let's just fire our pitcher projections and move on, I guess. So for Mitchell Parker, we'll throw him a 16% K rate. I'll give him a 10% walk rate. And then for Cabrera, we'll throw him I'll give him a 25% K rate. That's pretty consistent with all of his numbers. And then I dang near want to give him like a 11.5, 12% walk rate. Against lefties for 2 years, it's been 13. I'm gonna go 12.5 walk rate with a 25% K rate. And then outs. Mitchell Parker under 17. We'll go 17 on Mitchell Parker. I'm gonna just put 15 on Cabrera. Oh shoot. And that gives me 5Ks, whatever. Yeah, just nothing I want here. Weed is a plant. I'm a florist, bro. No, I ain't shaming nobody. I'm just saying, it's just like every time I'm in chat or looking over a chat, there's some weed reference. It's hilarious. And literally everyone I know in every version of my life. I will tell you this, guys. I think I can. So I've never been high. I think I've never been drunk. But in my other life, I'm a pro wrestler. And last August, I don't think I'm gonna name his name. Although I don't think he would care. All right, there's Teddy Long. You guys know who Teddy Long is? Because I see him on all these podcasts. He's smoking in the open. Before the show, I do a lot of backstage producing for the local promotion, and I was with him over what we needed out of him, and we were just vibing. He goes, he says, "Son, do you smoke?" And I was like, "No, sir." And he hands me this like vape of whatever he's got, and like everything of my life came to like I can't tell Teddy Long no, right? He's like, "You do now." He said, "Take a hit of that." So I was I pretended to I did it. He's like, no, I need to see smoke. And in my head I was like, dude, I can't tell Teddy Long no. I just can't. That's a freaking legend. So I was like, man, if like RVD or Teddy Long or Stone, like if somebody tells you to do the thing that they do, if it's them, you do it. All right, Willie Nelson knocks on my door right now with a blunt. I feel like you got to. So the same with Teddy Long. He was like, no, I need to see. So I did one inhale of Teddy Long's freaking vape pen, whatever. And I was like, I felt a little lightheaded. And then it's just like the whole locker room was staring at us like, oh, I don't know if they were more shocked at Teddy making me or me actually doing it, because everyone knows I don't do it. But yeah. Yo, what up, Keg here? What up, J. Cole? Did I miss the fire props? We're still looking at him. I was very lightheaded, but I had also not slept that day, so it could have been that it did the right thing. Yeah, man, I don't know. You only live once, right? Like, if somebody. But Teddy was awesome, dude. Me and Teddy hung out quite a bit that night. Learned a lot from him. Also just laughed a lot. That dude's hilarious. I don't know if he means to be funny sometimes, but all right, Red Sox and the White Sox. The battle of the Sox. See if we can find some juice from this one. Carlos Narvaez. Was Narvaez on the White Sox at one point? I want to say he was. Sean Newcomb throwing baseballs. That's not what you want. Luis Robert Jr. I hate Austin. So that is my tried it once story, but I don't think I did enough to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it counts. But it is so I'm not some uptight loser. I just don't do it, bro. Red Sox have a run total 4.5. White Sox 3.6. Not a lot there. You play any golf DFS? Nah, I don't know anything about golf. Right now, it's just baseball. I couldn't even tell you much about basketball. Every time I look up at the scores on basketball for DFS, there's like 8-10 people with 60 fantasy points. Other night, there's some guy named Kyle that I've never heard of from the Jazz with like 50, 60. I was like, y'all can have it, dude. I'm washed, bro. But I never knew anything about golf. So if you guys, I know there's a lot of money in those golf contests. So I'm rooting for y'all. 45 degrees out there in Chicago. Newcomb, 22% K rate so far this season, 8.2 innings. We have like nothing, less than 40 innings in 3 years right now for Mr. Newcomb. So it's hard to just sit on one expectation from him. I think long term, I would expect him not to be some elite piece. If you're not sure, you didn't get high. I don't think I did. But like I said, there was a long day and I didn't have any sleep. So I was already lightheaded. I definitely thought I was lightheaded, but I wasn't drooping. 4 or 5 Ks, a little bit of a walk problem. Did Newcomb throw anything in spring? Bro, my boy, I don't know if he's still around. Always be placing. Won a milli maker in football and golf within like 6 months. And he sent me a tip because he won in golf. I was like, bro, there was nothing I had to do with you winning golf. Like, that was in no way, shape, or form. I couldn't even name 3 golfers if I had to. But also, I don't know, like that 3-day sweat, you know what I mean? I don't feel like I would enjoy that. 12.1 innings in March, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. No homers. It is what it is. I think I saw you say you have some Newcomb. I don't mind it just because the White Sox are so flat. Not a ton of implied Ks here, but nothing else scares you about the White Sox. Only 2 players on this White Sox projected with a positive WRC plus, so I wouldn't talk you off the ledge. I don't have the warmer fuzzies. A couple of years ago, this White Sox team would be a lock, right? Robert, Vaughn, Slater, yes please. But yeah. Filipowski, if you're ever bored, read his draft rumors on why he fell in the draft. Golf DFS sounds fun, but I think I'm maxed out at 2 sports. I think it's the 3-day sweat. And if you like are just dead after one day, you gotta have those lineups on your freaking live tab, and you're just like, go away. Got Newcomb for 6Ks, 2.5 walks. All right, let's punch something in here. I'm gonna give him a 20. I'm gonna give him a 20% K rate, but that number could really just be whatever you think. It's just no sample to go off of. When we look at spring strikeouts, 10, it was less than a K per inning. So I'm gonna go 20% K rate, and then the walks. I'm gonna give him 10. Yo, one thing that the White Sox look like they do. I said do. They could draw some walks. We got 4 of these guys with a double-digit walk rate. So let's go 20. Let's go 20 and 10. And then Davis Martin, just no reason to get there. I'm gonna give him an 18% K rate with probably an 8% walk rate. 18 and 8. Outs recorded. Both are jamming the under on 50, so they're both like at 5 innings. So we'll go 15 and 15. That gives me 5 Ks on Newcomb, just under 5 on Davis. I mean, this is a game of ew. Pitcher strikeouts, 4 on Davis, 5 on Newcomb. I mean, that's 1-to-1 to what the projection kind of. I mean, it gave me a little bit more out of Davis, but I'm not doing that. I just no. So with that said, we should be on some Red Sox theoretically. We are taking them out of cozy confines of a hitter's park, put them out there in a little chilly weather in Chicago. But looking at this Chicago bullpen, looks like everyone would be available, but nobody scares you. Bryce Wilson so far with the best ERA out of the pen. I mean, there's a couple zeros, but they're no. So I guess we gotta look at some Red Sox here. Davis Martin against lefties. Since the beginning of last year, probably aggregate 270 batting average. Righties gives up some pop, some power. Not a good park, not a bad park per se for righty powers. 2% below average, right? But the guys you really want to play in the Red Sox are lefties. You might look at Alex Bregman. Christian Campbell to build off a nice little split line he's got cooking against righties. But I think I'm certainly for DFS, I'd be looking at some Red Sox. I'm trying to pick a prop here. Maybe just a high of the order guy for fantasy points. Jaron Durant's at 8. Holy, dude! Usually you can get Corbin Carroll at 7. So that's some love for Jaron Durant. And Christian Campbell profile is really good. He's at 5. So there's some attackable fantasy point lines, I think. And then pitcher fantasy scorer Martin at 22. They don't even give us a line on Newcomb. It gives us for PrizePicks scoring on Davis, it gives us 22. Dude, it's like they have my projection before I have it. Have Rays projected in your model for 18 runs, Brandon? What? Is it because Brandon Lau and Jonathan Aranda hit 3 homers each? I'm with that. Devers over 1.5 total bases. Yeah, it was nice to see Devers turn it around. Nice from a real life standpoint, not nice from a Yankees fan that likes to make fun of other organizations standpoint. Whatever. Next game, 8-10. The Detroit Tigers and Twins. Yeah. Justin Henry Malloy. I think I put a double space there. I did. Dylan Dingler, probably my favorite name going right now. MLB The Show created character. Like Jake said, a side armor that throws 98-mile-an-hour sinkers. Reese Olson twirling the seams against David Festa. Can't help but notice Byron Buxton's not in the projected. Did Buxton get hurt and I missed it? Jesus. Oh, he's dealing with a personal matter. Okay, now I'm an a-hole. My bad, Byron. The regular Buxton is not says Buxton has returned home to deal with a personal matter. Well, I hope everything's okay and I'm not a scumbag. Nice. Nice, gun. Nice. Tigers have a run total of 4. Twins run total of 4.2. Reese Olson, we got sample size from him to kind of expect where we're going to get run-of-the-mill stuff. About 22% carry rate last 3 years. Whip barely over 1. Hard contact elevated to the lefties. A little bit of a home run problem over the last 3 years to lefties. Matt Wallner's probably going to look pretty good. Wallner's one of those, if you don't strike him out, he's got a lot of power, right? So let's start with an Olson pitcher projection and go from there. So for Olson, I'm going to put him at 22% carry rate. And for walks, we're going to put him at... Let's put him at 10%. He's got to earn that decline. All right, now let's go look at Matt Wallner and see if he deserves to be added to the home run list. It's really cold up in here. Betting the over on you being done at 3:30 your time. That's like 30 minutes. Yeah, ain't no way. My bad if y'all got somewhere to be. I do it right now. My schedule's just so whatever. Great pull air percentage. We love to see it. Uh, 15% barrel rate. I love to see that. Wallner's looking juicy. Can we not strike out against Reese Olson? Let's go refresh the bomb detector now that we have a couple. How high is Wallner? 3.8. It's not crazy, but it's not the worst. Intriguing. I'll definitely be on him for something. Should he be in the leadoff spot? David Festa, 64 innings last year out of him. Really high K rate. Everything else is pretty rough, including the homers allowed. So let's see what we're working with in the minors if we can. Should have chiefed that. What? I don't know what that. Expect Buxton back for the weekend series. Okay, so he might be back today. All right. Hopefully, hopefully it's all good. Looks like Mr. Festa in spring, 9.1, 9 Ks, high average allowed. Not what you want. We go to game log. Is this just me, or is it like harder to get minor league numbers? There we go. Not a ton to work with. That's 3.2 and 4, so 7.2 innings. He may not be going too deep here. Let's just think we go off of what we got. Has Vegas given us anything on him? They give us under on 14 and a half outs. So we're gonna pump him at 14, and then what are they giving us on strikeouts? Dude, I'm the worst at navigating this site. Here we go. Strikeouts thrown. Under 5. I'm gonna give him a 25% carry rate. And then I'm gonna give him an 8.5% walk rate. And then we're gonna give him 14 outs. And then for Olsen, we're gonna give him, I think I'm 17. And that gives me 5.6 Ks on Olsen, 5.4 on Festa. But Festa's kind of a wild card because I don't really know how deep he's going to be able to go. Twins only got one lefty. Let's see, is he even available? Yeah, Colombe. It'd probably be available, but yeah, only one lefty. And Twins. So, not touching pitching here, so both offenses open up. I'm a little bit more intrigued with the Twins. Would be way more if Buxton was available, but I think we get to some Tigers. But you're kind of just like plucking talent, and there's not a lot of that. So probably 1 through 3. Kerry Carpenter if he's in the second hole, and Justin Henry Malloy. Like overall, his numbers look pretty rough, but dude, we just saw his name on the looking pretty sharp on the batted ball stuff. And never mind, I lied. He is drawing walks though. Yeah, he's not looking. I don't know. I thought we just saw his name somewhere. Dude, the way that they track each pitch is so crazy, bro. Or they're just the goats. All right, we'll put the word Substack next to Tigers. All right, Twins and Tigers. What a big chops. You like the day streams? I feel like some of you guys are watching on delay. Maybe that's what he meant by chiefed. I was like, what did he mean? All right, I got really no leans on that one, so we'll move it on to the next game. Angels and the Astros. Little AL West. Angels. Guys, we have to make a pact here. If our personal favorite teams suck, don't make the playoffs, what team are we rooting for? At first I was thinking maybe the Athletics. Right now I'm kind of feeling the Angels. if nothing else, for Mike Trout's sake. Maybe it's just fun with small sample, but really nice series in when they were hosting the Guardians before they went to Tampa. And the offense is kind of clicking. You just want, you like Mike. It's hard. Mike Trout's just, who doesn't like Mike Trout? You know what I mean? So we all just gonna be Angels fans. They need some pitching, but this offense is clicking. It's kind of fun. Except when I'm on Paris or Jorge Soler and everybody else wants to drop 11. Angels have a run total of 4.2. Astros 5. Kochenowicz sub 18% aggregate K rate since the beginning of last year. Almost a 5 aggregate expected ERA. I'll say almost a 4.75. That's more fair. Barrel rate's a little high so far this season. Going back to last year, struggled with lefties. The ground ball rate might come back to lefties. Against righties is at 60%. This lineup for the Astros looks like one lefty, Mr. Jordan. So if we can hyper focus his righty splits a little bit, there is a chance at spoiling some innings here with a 60% ground ball rate. But obviously there's no way you play him. Let's give him a, I'm gonna give him a 14% K rate and a walk rate of, I'm gonna go 6.5 for now. And then Blanco, 26.5% K rate so far this season. Last year was about 1-4, so the swing and strike rate and the K rate's looking in line with where it was. The expected ERA has jumped a little bit, a small sample, so I'm not gonna overreact. But all the other numbers look somewhat on par. So we'll be looking for an increase in righty ground ball rate for him as well, and a decrease in righty line drive rate. But I would assume that that's gonna be on its way. Ronel Blanco. Let's see if there's any significantly different in his pitch types. Mike Trout in pinstripe soon? Nah, I wouldn't even want him at this point. No offense. The health has become a problem. The contract is still pretty juicy. This is a problem. 52.6% pull air rate for the pitcher. That's not what you want. But the barrel's nice. All right, specific pitches. All of his pitches have a negative run value so far. Fastball, about half a mile an hour difference. It's nothing crazy. Yeah. All right. So let's give Blanco, let's give him a 24% carry. I'll go 25 on him, meet in the middle. Walk rate, I'll give him a 10. So 25 and 10. And we'll do outs. Little juice. I'll go 16.5 on both. The lines aren't that movie. That gives me 6 Ks for Blanco, 4.5 for Jack Martender. 6 for Blanco, 3.5 the line for Jack. But I don't know if I want to push the limit. What's the strikeout prop? It must have got bet down from 4, yeah. It's at 3.5. A little bit of steam on the over, but nothing. I just can't. There's just no. Just can't. The call strike is so bad too. So look for the walks to rear its head if he's not pulling it together here. So let's get interested in. Let's go Astros 1, Angels 2. You know the Astros have a 13 total plate appearance versus lefties this year. Dang. Yankees and Yankees and Rays lineups. All right. We'll go back here in a second and go get the Rays. I'm not really holding my breath on a Yankee game to play, which is fine. I got some stuff to do tonight, and that'll open up my night. Yeah. I'm gonna stay away from Blanco's, to me, the more obviously intriguing pitcher. I'm gonna stay away for now, and if the rest of the options suck, maybe we got to come back and throw them in the SP2 blender. But for now, I'm chilling. Catching up at 2x speed. Smart people watch stuff on 2x speed. I don't. All right, let's move on. Next game here. Dude, I wish more stuff was standing out to me for some props. I would love to do a prop slip. Just one PrizePicks card for every game we break down. Just to kind of, you know what I mean, pay off the research a little bit. But I guess that's a little bit ambitious when most of these lineups aren't out yet. Yesterday we did it and like all the lineups were out. But maybe more slips will come out. The Rays was important to me though, because we wanted Lau and Aranda. Were they still both batting top 3? If so, it could kind of ice that. Jordan Walker in the 2-hole? Is that normal? I don't think so. Donovano. Freaking Cardinals, man. I think it was a Fenway game where I went crazy. No, not Fenway. It was in PNC the other day. I went nuts on Cardinal props, dude. That game didn't score a run until like the 9th. What are we doing? Andre Payante on the bump for the Cardinals. He'll be up against Aaron Nola. So Nola, other than the output column of strikeout rate being lower than it's probably ever been, the other numbers are there. The swinging strike rate, the call strike, all that's pretty linear with years prior. So I am going to be looking for quick reasons to forgive. The Dodgers, I'll forgive. And the Nats, 8Ks and 5.1. So you have a bad game against the Dodgers, kid. Oh well. Let's go look at that game, the game log specifically for him. What's up, Boom? How you liking for Rooker or Langoliers for Homer today? Anyone else you recommend to pair with? I thought Judge, but didn't notice the weather. So far we're kind of like going game by game here. I haven't got to their matchup yet, but 3 names I did write down that I'd be interested in homers so far: Sawinski, Aranda, and Lau. Lau second, Aranda fourth. Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. But when we get to the Athletics games, I'll certainly be sweeping for some picks there. Between that game and this game, like I guess the Orioles and Yankee games would be more intriguing to break down if I felt like they would play. Right now I'm kind of leaning that they don't play, especially the Orioles game. XFIP 474 against the Dodgers, 217 against Washington. So we kind of expect the real Aaron Nola to look more like the first game than the game against the Monstars from Space Jam. And he almost got a little bit lucky in that game too. 250 BABIP, but a 96% LOB. So I'm not going to hold that against him. This Cardinals team, though, not a massive strikeout team. Half and half. Half the team does, half the team don't. So I would taper my expectations for strikeouts. But might still be able to muscle one per inning. Although that first, other than Jordan Walker, that first 5, he might not get a strikeout. But it is a nice park for him versus where he tends to pitch. So where do we put Nola and what we're interested in? Well, I guess first and foremost, let's go formulate a projection. And to do that, we're going to go to outs. And we're going to give them a... I'm willing to go back to 24% K rate. I know it's only 20 so far this season, but the other metrics are fine. So I'm going to go 24 and... I'm going to go 24 and 5.5. 24 K rate, 5.5 walk rate. And then for Payante, while we're here, let's give him a 20. Dude, why is this swinging strike rate so high all of a sudden? That seems weird. Four seamers are the same. Sinker is the same. It's not throwing the slider as much. It's not got anything to do with it. The slider's got a 57% whiff rate. Or he's throwing the slider more than he threw it last year. Maybe that's a secret sauce for that swinging strike rate to go up. Slider did have, 28% whiff is fine, I guess, for slider from last year. Knuckle curve, same thing. All right, I'll give him a little credence to that. So we'll go, 22 is not even a crazy projection. I'm gonna meet in the middle though. I'm gonna go 20% K rate, and probably a 10% walk rate. 10. We gotta put in their run totals to tax them. Phillies with a 3.9 run total. Phillies part of that game last night, right? That went a little deep. And then we'll go get the outs from Vegas. Under 18.5. So we're gonna go 18, which is 6 innings for Nola. It's a coin flip at 15.5. So 18 and 15.5. Fudge. When I give Nola 6 innings, it gives me 5.7 Ks, which I believe we saw 5.5 as the Vegas line. So that's appropriate. That's not anything I want to take action on. They got him at 5. That's a push line. So I guess the juice was on the under 5.5. Yeah. It's not enough edge for me to feel great about going after that. And then Payante's under 5. Weaknesses here. Big ground ball rates out of Payante in a pitcher's park, so not looking for DFS upside there. Nola can certainly give up homers. Though I do wonder if he's getting Citizens banked on some of those numbers. So last year he gave up 32 if he played every game in Busch. My brain, where's the logo? There we go. He would have given up 24, so that's a decent drop. That's eight less. So clearly, Citizens Bank is maybe inflating these numbers a little bit. So, but if I did want to pick on him, it probably would have left the New Bar's the guy. Maybe Donovan. Don't think there's really anything stacky for me here. Let's go fill out that Rays lineup, yeah? Got some newborn Donovan, just believe it or not. Yeah, no, he definitely does struggle. But those struggles might be exacerbated. You know. Caminero, Aranda, Morel, Meisner, Jansen. It is cold up in here. So I literally as projected. So I do like what we had in mind for that, which was Lau and Aranda. That might be enough for a run first inning, but I took the over 1.5. I think soft line that they gave us. Marlins came out. Edwards, Otto, Stowers. Liam Hicks. Grandpa. All right. Your Marlins lineup confirmed. So I'm not going to mess with the Yankees right now. Keep it moving. I don't expect that game to actually go. Yeah, we got 60 people chilling. You guys want to hit that thumbs up? That'd be lit. 8:15 to 9:40. So this is your bathroom break gap of the night. Brewers leaving Coors, going to Chase, Jackson Chourio. Successful series for them offensively in Coors. Vinny Capra. Earlier when you said Vinny P, I was thinking Vinny Capra at first, but I know you meant Pascatino. Dude, what? Type, gun, what are we doing? Jesus. Jose Quintana towing the slab. Lefty against the D-backs, you already know. Dude, can we get Ketel Marte back? It's messing up my D-back stacks, dude. Erod versus Quintana, two southpaws going at it. Brewers have a 4.1 run total, 5.1 for the D-backs. That's what you want. Via the D-backs roof info, they list the roof as closed essentially this whole series, and it's in the 90 degrees out there, so that's probably why. Right off the rip, interested in the D-backs. Also kind of interested in the Brewers. Brewers might be a little inflated expectation and price wise after this series, but maybe really not. Erod strikeout rate is not going to be a 40% going through the rest of this season. It's just not. 12 Ks in 5 innings against the aforementioned Nationals. Jesus. 5-5 against the Cubs. Wait. I don't think I've ever in my life seen a 40+% K rate with less than a 10% swinging strike rate. A 10% K rate on 12 strike, or 10% swinging strike rate on 12 strikeouts. Was it like all called lookings? Jesus. Yeah, 47% swing rate. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't expect that to be a thing. What's his, let's get his stuff plus. He had a... Oh my god. How do you have a negative stuff plus with 12 strikeouts? That location, though, that's what it was, huh? Just painting, freezing them. All right, so these are signs that Erod is a little lucky. Maybe. Expect him to give up homers to righties. William Contreras, Jackson Chourio, two guys I like a lot. Chourio has been pretty fun for prize picks on the fantasy point over column. Let's see if they give us him today. They don't. Oh, yeah. Also, and Corbin Carroll 7.5. They've kind of learned their lesson, but man, these two guys are like free. I don't say free, but if you look at a skill set you want out of a guy who you're trying to bet over on fantasy points, it's home run hitters that steal bases. Or I shouldn't say home run hitters, guys that can hit homers that steal bases. And that's been Corbin Carroll and Chourio. In this split, though, Corbin Carroll is a little less impactful, at least in batting average against lefties. But whatever. Let's go look at... Let's put a projection together. Quintana, we're gonna give him 18% K rate with a, let's go 7.5 walk rate. Erod, let's give him, I'm gonna be way more realistic here. I'm gonna put him at 21 and 9. Let's see what the Vegas line on outs for those two are. $16.5 for Erod. We don't have one on Quintana, so we just have to make one. Why would we not have one for Quintana already? Like, it's 2 p.m. What up, G Money? No Cruz for Pittsburgh. I feel like he wasn't in the lineup the other day too. Has Quintana thrown in the minors? Like, there's really nothing. Quintana's not changed, right? He's just gonna be a contact lefty, the Martin Perez like, right? Ground ball guy. But I guess it just comes out. What do we think he's gonna throw? I'm just gonna give him 15 outs. I think that's a fair average for a veteran inning eater. And when we do that, I get 5.3 Ks for Erod, 4.15 for Quintana. Neither one of those guys I'm buying into for anything but go out there and give up some runs. Bullpen usage chart for both teams here. Let's go Arizona. Arizona should be wide open on who they can use. Everyone should be available. So it might chop the game in half a little bit, but their bullpen's not like super elite. And then for Milwaukee, they might have gone through some arms out there in Coors. Oh yeah, they did. But everyone should be pretty available. No one's pitched back to back today that. What up, Edwin? Hope you're doing all right. Naked Gun 33.5 was a movie in the last century. I know Naked Gun. Come on. I watch Naked Gun every day. I have a mirror. Okay. All right. That's stupid. All that just to mess up a button. So I'll be looking at offenses here. Churio fantasy points on PrizePicks kind of stands out. And maybe it's wasn't Reese Hoskins not? He wasn't in a lineup one of those days, but I think he's fine now. Oh, and on the D-back side, so when the D-backs draw a lefty, something we've been seeing is Randall Grichuk seems to be extreme platoon between him and Alec Thomas. So if you do fire up Grichuk, you might get yoinked. What's Milwaukee's lefties in the pen looking like? Hudson pitched yesterday. They only got one lefty that didn't pitch yesterday, and he's a setup guy. So yeah, you might get okey doked on Alec Thomas. But Grichuk against the lefty is what you want. But Quintana is a ground baller. Not known for a ton of power. Roof is close, so you're just kind of mixing a matchup for talent and positive matchups. All right, speaking of talent and positive matchups, the Rockies. That's a terrible segue. I just had to keep it going. Rockies leaving Coors, and now they can go right back to being the team we pick on. But you gotta ask yourself, what's the limit? Like, where's the line that we draw on picking on the Rockies? Meaning, how bad does a pitcher have to be? Because, like, are we finna go crazy with Nick Pivetta today? I feel like we might. I gotta make sure I sweep all these weather ratings. Looks like we might get Fernando back in the loo. .230. Hello, I am Elias. Rockies coming in this game with a 3.1 run total. Padres 4.6. Nick Pivetta 20% K rate through 10 innings with a 14% barrel rate. Not what you want. However, it's the Rockies. Let's give them a strength of schedule judgment. The Cubs in Atlanta. Cubs been good. Went 7 innings against Atlanta with 4 Ks. 8-5 ground ball to strikeout ratio. The pitch count probably sitting around 80. Look at this individual pitches. Last year, that sweeper was responsible for a 35% whiff rate. Pretty close this season. Four-seamer was at 93 last year, 94. So it looks like he's lost a mile an hour so far on the four-seamer. But I'm willing to not overreact because early in the season, colder games, colder climates. It takes a while to get that arm going. Cutter's also about a mile an hour difference. The expected slug on that fastball so far, 780. Last year was 413. There's your problem. Expected wOBA 520 so far. Last year was 307. All right. So that's what we got to work on. But it's the freaking Rockies, man. Look at all this red. 27.2% aggregate K rate against righties since the beginning of last year for this projected Rockies lineup. We are seeing some more green now in the ISO column, so good for them. Hunter Goodman, Michael Toglia, these guys, they do swing a good stick, but they also swing a garden hose at times. And only one player, Brenton Doyle, with a positive WRC plus since beginning of last year against righties. So this is kind of a ill, but I get it. Herman Marquez likely not playing. I'm gonna give him an 18% carry. I'm being a little bit generous there just for his previous year's pedigree. And I'm also going to give him a 10% walk rate. So go 18 and 10 on Herman. And then Nick Pivetta, I'm going to jump him to 23.5. Just because if I match what he did the last 2 years, it's going to spit me 9 strikeouts probably. And I would like to see, I'll give him 23. 23. And if you want to be more aggressive, I understand it. And then we'll go 6 on the wall. So let's go grab some outs for Mr. Pivetta. A little juice on the over. Yeah, so we'll give him 18 outs. That's 6 innings. And we're going to go 17 for Marquez. Actually, really 16 and a half. We'll go 16 and a half for Marquez, 18 for Nick. And I'm going to give Nick a little bit of a juice towards his quality start. Anybody else we need to offer a couple points to? Maybe Bubic. Give him 2. Tanner Bybee, I'm going to give him 1. Rudy Singer, I'm going to give him 1. But that's on the early slate anyway. All right. And that gives me 6.97 strikeouts. So almost 7K projection on what could be arguably a conservative look. And they're at 7, so I'm pretty in line with that. Oh, man. Rocky sucks so bad. Nick Pivetta. Top of the interest ranking here. Padres against Marquez. Yeah, if they're a little bit healthy. They went a little stretch without Jake and Fernando, so if we get them all together again, this is a pretty strong 1 through 6, pretty balanced. Even Hayward's been kind of multi-hitting, surprising. So we'll go Pivetta, Padres. I don't want to get into Rockies, but Pivetta has never been immune to a home run. So if you want to go after a hot stick or somebody that is most likely to hit one, I don't know. It's usually somebody you want to neutralize the K rate with. We don't really have that, so I'm not even gonna split that hair. Yeah. White Sox in San Francisco drop. All right, we'll get that. Sparkmaster Tape Gunpowder, the Ghost Dog Indica kicks in, and Gundacker chopping up the slate. Good times. Alexa, write me something that doesn't make sense but makes sense at the same time. Use the word Gundacker. Quintana's not even on the 26 man yet for the Brewers. That probably means they're gonna option or put somebody on the IL. I don't know what's going on with that, Jess. You can go punch in those lineups that just dropped if y'all want. That White Sox lineup looks a little different than what I had. Miguel Vargas leading off. Luis Robert. I lost it. Lennon Sosa. Michael A. Taylor. Chase Maitroth. Omar Narvaez. A little different. Still, you know, whatever. But I'll get in. Chat, if you guys are watching and you want this spreadsheet, it is literally everybody can use it that pays money. Go to MLBgrind.com. Click yourself a premium membership. Week pass, month pass, year pass. Get signed up. The members portal should give you a link to the spreadsheet and the Discord. If for some reason it doesn't, I'm not a web guy. I've been trying to figure it out. 1 or 2 people have been like, yeah, I can't figure it out. And then they email me and I make sure it's all right. If there's a problem, DM me on Twitter or email me. I'll get you taken care of. But as you see, we go deep. We go deep in there. And these pitching projections are pretty hands-on too. Let me tighten that up. You said the Giants came out, right? But do we care? Do we care? Actually, I tell you what, all the games from the all the lineups from the 2-game early are out. So let's do that so we can launch the projections for that slate. So anybody that is playing that with a membership can be ready to go. Drew Waters. So no MJ Melendez, which is not insignificant because his bat has actually been pretty positive on the batted ball profile data. And then we get Kyle Isbell, so a little less of a GOAT lineup. On the Guardian side, Quan, J-Ram, Santana, Manzardo. So Kenzie Noel, Gabriel Arias, Angel Martinez. Oh, we are getting some names. Austin Hedges and Brian Rocchio. So that one's through. And then the Pirates lineup, they did not lead off Sawinski. Sawinski's in the 6 hole. Bunch, man. I really wanted. Pirates need to hire me, dude. They just need to do it. They probably have no idea who I am. But it doesn't change the fact that they should hire me. This lineup's ridiculous. So you put Sawinski in the 6 hole. You don't have O'Neill. All this is gonna beefing up Brady Singer. Friedel, Dunn, Blake Dunn, Ellie Dela Cruz, Spencer Steer, Jamer Candelario, Kristen Encarnacion, Strand, Gavin Lux, Santiago, and Trevino. All right, we have to make one little change in the live data. And now we'll be able to launch the early stack rating and early pitcher projections. So for early stack rating, let's pull them all out. What the hello? KC, Cleveland, Pitt, Cincy. Cleveland's at the top of the stack rating for that. And then for early pitcher projections, let's go Bubich. Oh, Bybee, Falter, Singer, Fanduel. All right, so Bubich still projects the top. Singer, Bybee, and Falter. I don't think that's a lot of 18 out projections too. Strikeouts. Bubich 6.5. That's not that different than what we had with that lineup being a little different. All right, so if you're playing an early slate and have a membership, early stack rating, and early pitcher projections, I'll have the full slate hitter projections soon. But yeah, can't do the home run. Yeah. What are the ballpark factors of where the Rays and A's are playing now? So the Rays are playing at Steinbrenner Field, which is a minor league park that the dimensions are essentially Yankee Stadium. The Athletics, I don't really have a strong comp. I think the major difference, or what's murky for the Athletics, has been their pitching just sucks. Outside of Mason Miller, like their pitching sucks. So it just looks. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's the ballpark specifically that makes that park go crazy. But I certainly plays more hitter friendly than the Coliseum does. But I think when you take away a mile of foul ground, it'll do that because you're not getting free outs, and I don't know. But I have a little bit more to go off of for the Rays. But I've been trying to manually adjust Oakland's. Yeah. All right, let's get back into chopping up where we left off. We're actually not that far from being done with our surface level of each game. We got 3 more to add to the spreadsheet. I'm gonna go the Rangers at the Mariners. We gotta get Mason Miller out of there. I'm gonna get you out of there. You don't belong there. Hate to see such a good arm get wasted. But it's like that team, what is their incentive for anything? Well, who knows, man? Maybe you're moving to a different city. You want to win. I don't know. I'll say like there's a couple teams I'll let them suck and not feel hate, like the Rockies. The Rockies are god awful. But if you're the GM, if you're the owner of the Rockies, put yourself in their position. Well, how do you win in baseball? Well, it starts with winning your division. The Padres, the Giants, the Dodgers, the D-backs. Padres, Dodgers, D-backs alone. You just don't have a realistic shot. If you're sharing a division with the Dodgers for 10 years, yikes. Padres are kind of nasty. They've been nasty. And the D-backs, they just keep somehow figuring it out. So like, you're just dead, and you're dead before you start if you're the Rockies. Then you start adding cores and all the other crap. I can't hate the Rockies for not putting together a competitive team. I really can't. Like, I don't know what the solution for that is. Maybe you just get rid of divisions in baseball and start sending the top 10 teams to the playoffs or something. You know what I mean? It's like that's a hopeless division. It's not like the AL Central or NL Central the last couple years where you could sneak in on 85, go 500 baseball. You know what I mean? Like you're just dead. You just don't have a shot. So I don't know. DeGrom taking on Bryce Miller. The Rangers 3.5 run total. Bryce Miller's offense at a 3.2. DeGrom pretty good. We've been watching his pitch count build up, 73 to 82. So I still expect him to be between 85 and 90, which is kind of where everyone's at, but they just actually put a number on it. And he's facing a Mariners team that certainly strikes out. So right off the rip, we're going to put DeGrom in the spreadsheet probably on a 30% K rate. I know it says 20.5% K rate this season, but the 17% swinging strike rate, like the Ks are going to drop. So I'll tax him a little bit. Let's go 28. And then the walk rate is fine. Let's go 6%. And then for Bryce Miller, I'm gonna put him at 20. Give him a little credence to last year. 20 and 6. Let's go check out outs. They have him about 17.5, same as Bryce Miller. Actually, they got Bryce Miller closer to 18, so we'll go 18 for Bryce, 17.5 for Jacob, and we'll give Bryce a couple points towards his QS. Still wrestling, yeah. Who would y'all stack on DK? Mets, Boston, or Philly, Boston? Mets. I didn't even. Oh, that's the next game. Probably Mets. Definitely Mets. That's not even close, actually. Jacob DeGrom. So with that pitcher projection, it gave us almost 7 Ks. I imagine there's never any opportunity on a DeGrom strikeout prop. 7 Ks. Yep. I feel like we're getting stronger numbers for Bryce Miller overall from Vegas than we are from what we've seen. But I guess sub 3% barrel rate, we'll take it. His righty numbers have been kind of a problem, but that's not normal. So are we just dealing with the extreme amount of unluckiness? We'll check out BABIP, I guess, versus righties. 345 actual average. 375 BABIP, which is high, don't get me wrong. 4.3 xFIP. The 5.79 xFIP to lefties. Small sample. I guess we'll look at Miller's individual pitches, make sure there's not some sharp decline explaining the low strikeout output. Four-seamer down a little bit, nothing to be concerned about at this stage. Same with the sinker. Looks like we're seeing the knuckle curve a little bit more percentage-wise so far, 19% so far this season. Last season it was only 4%. I don't know if that's going to be a long-term thing. Dude, he's got so many pitches. What the freak? Four-seam sinker, knuckle curve splitter, sweeper, slider, changeup. How do you have all those buttons, brother? That changeup's probably just one of those pitches that didn't register. With the knuckle curve being his best whiff pitch so far, it's kind of the same as last year. All right, everything's fine. Everything was fine. Go Bryce Miller, and then what's our holes here? So I'm really just not gonna pick on Jacob DeGrom. Although so far this season has allowed some power to lefties. Not really a powerful lefty I want to go after that can neutralize his K rate. Bryce Miller, last 2 years, 1.4 plus aggregate home run per 9 to lefties. Corey Seager, it's fine. Wouldn't mind it. Maybe Young Jock. I'm assuming you follow the industry, but feeling Solo is going to cost Gunter since he is. Yeah, I don't actually follow. I'll watch WrestleMania, but I literally only know one match right now. I believe John Cena, Cody Rhodes. I just don't. I'm so busy in real life right now, dude. I don't have time to watch it. But I'm not one of those wrestlers. I don't watch it. It's stupid. I'm so strapped on time. That's something I need to watch in 2X. I don't know. But the amount of talent they have is so high, dude. So I love to see that there's so many faithful fans. Because when I do watch it, it's freaking glorious. All that that Roman Reigns camp run was cinematic, bro. I mean, just seeing that an industry that I love personally can invoke that and be that good, it's great. But no, I don't actually watch it. But it's really just a lack of time thing. I don't know. In the last 5 years, like 5 years ago, dude, I guess I was just grinding sports all day. But man, the last 2 years, And I'm single now. Like, I'm busier now than I've ever been. I got my hand in a lot of cookie jars. And I just can't find time to sleep. So I guess that's not a bad thing, but it does make some stuff expendable, like the ability to sit down and watch a Raw or something. The Mets 5.4 run total right off the rip. I mean, they're probably going to be the highest on everything on the slate. Going into a park that has produced a lot of runs against a pitching staff that has produced a lot of runs. The Mets should be great for everything. JP Sears, not great at much. Former Yankee, 18% K rate last 2 years. Walk rates or whatever, so we'll put 18 and 6. Oh, and then we gotta do this. I haven't used this 15th or these bottom two in a while. So let's go formula. Actually, let's do values. Nope. Oh, we gotta do open that up, and then we open this up. Work in progress. There we go. And then this side we already did, yeah. So that opens that up. All right, Griffin Canning. We're gonna spit him a. Let's give him 20. We'll give him 22. I might be taxing him too much for last year. I probably am taxing him too much. Last year was 171 innings, man. Like, I don't get it. I'm gonna give him 22 and 9. Let's go look at outs real quick. Canning is at 16.5. Sears was at 17. What? I'm gonna juice him down even more. I'll put them both at 16. I mean, there's nothing to note for. We're not touching them. The earned run tax over 3 for JP Sears. So no shot to even imply him for in the conversation. Cinema, definitely cinema. All right, let's pluck this game apart. JP Sears is just bad. So if I were to make a correlated dollar unit card, I would want some fantasy scores from the Mets side, which is Soto, Lindor, Alonso, and then we want to put the pitcher on the other side, right? Which is Sears strikeouts. Or there's no way they give us. They do give us Ernie, so we could just combine it with his over 1.5. I'll put theirs a 2.5. That's still not. What about fantasy points though? Do we get that? Am I just blind? Pitcher fantasy. I don't see pitcher fantasy listed up here. Okay. Let me just type Sears. My brain ain't braining. 17 outs, huh? I don't think I understand that. Let's take the 1.5 for now. That'll give us a 5x, and we'll fire that off. Just full stacking Mets. One game left on the docket. Somebody did ask me about Rooker earlier, yeah? About his home run, maybe? Canning does have a problem with homers to righties. Brent Rooker looks fine. And then they asked about Langoliers. So if you're attacking his righty split specifically, those two names certainly stand out. Rooker may be a little bit more interesting. We could see what the the advanced batted stuff is telling us about Rooker. He's actually not been putting the ball up and pulling it as much as you would want. 20% straight ground ball, which is the highest of his career so far. So you'd like to see those numbers look better. And then Langoliers. But that goes into paralysis by analysis, right? Like we can research ourselves in a circle. So if you got that feeling in your bad knee, bro, just do it. Sweet spot percentage for Langoliers looks a little bit better for sure. The pull air 24%. That's about on par with his second best year for that category. Straight ground ball is down from last year. That's good. So Langoliers so far, his swing is looking a little bit better where it needs to be. But obviously, you expect these major league hitters to kind of iron it out. So, but based on that data, Langoliers looks a little bit more fun. But both are fine. I wanna bet on St. Langoliers. Last game of the docket, we have filled out every single game index. And I actually don't think I have the back end coded for these bottom two slots, so I know what I'm doing. We got the Cubs and the Dodgers. What a slate. Working up an appetite. I gotta walk the dog. Oh my God, I just thought about that. Matthew Boyd on the bump against the Dodgers. Ohtani, Mookie. Might get Freddie back? Maybe? Teoscar's been blazing it. It's a nasty lineup, dude. Like, I know that's all we say, but my God, this lineup is just not fair. This might be the most balanced lineup I've ever seen in my life. And Pages coming through with some homers after a blunder start for the season. Yamamoto on the bump for the Dodgers. Dodgers have a run total implication of 47, 4.7, 3.5 for the Cubs. Keep an eye on Freddie Freeman. Looks like he could be back. Boyd. I mean, Boyd's just like fine in most matchups. He's just not pitching him against the Dodgers. So we'll go Dodgers at the top of the interest ranking. Yamamoto is up there, although I think we got to give the Cubs a little bit more respect from what we've seen, but we've also kind of seen the Cubs make the rounds against not the Dodgers, right? Rangers, Padres are fine, but at the Athletics, at Chase Field, and then the Dodgers from opening in Japan, right? So Cubs, but with like a massive asterisk, maybe a substack. Your big guys, your Tucker, your Suzuki. That's how we would read that. I guess the main thing is to see Freddie Freeman actually in the lineup, but yeah, Dodgers are looking juicy. All right, let's get the back end coded for. I think we got to code the stacks here. We'll start running through some more updated lineups. So we're gonna go to the back end of the hitter projections tab, I think, which it won't be that hard to edit, but and then we'll spit those. A lot of these projections are almost ready to be posted. But if you guys got anything you want to look at, some calls, something you want to take another look at, let me know. And we'll spend some time right now doing that. So let's add runs. Actually, we should just be able to. Paste this formula, you think, and I would be wrong. Otherwise, if you got anything else for me, just hit me up on Twitter or Discord. I'll be around the premium Discord quite a bit today. Right now, I'm just tidying up the back end. There's so many games today that when I coded this stack rating thing, I never had a chance to code it for the bottom of the spreadsheet, meaning I only ever had like 12 games in the spreadsheet. So now we get to add it all, and that means it'll be the final level. Formulaic. Let's get this going, and then we also will have to add it to the stack rating charts too. All right, park factors for Chicago game, which is right there. Same for the Dodgers. Same hole. So actually, we only had one slot to add, which is fine. Oh, that's the weather grade. Okay. So weather grade from this one is there. We didn't really sweep through weather grades. I don't do them a lot unless they're actually a big part. All right, that adds that. So we'll add that to the main stack rating chart. And we'll get a spin on that. Baltimore game just got postponed. Nice. Nice to get rid of that. Hopefully they give us the Yankee game soon. Fanduel. It's nice not to deal with that headache. There's some nights you gotta wait for the call all night, especially if you have like a large portfolio of lineups to babysit all night, and you gotta swap people out. You love when teams make that call early. How many times the Nationals let full on get all the parking money, sell some concessions, and be like, oh, never mind, guys. All right, we have our stacking rating ready to go. Let's just go take out a couple of the teams. We do have more lineups to input. Let's just go take out the first slate, and then we'll go remove the Cleveland game, the Baltimore game from everything. We'll take them out here while we're at it. Baltimore, Toronto. But if we look at our stack rating, the Mets at the top, no surprise. Dodgers, Boston, Athletics, Yankees. We might not get the Yankees too. Let's go to Baltimore. Just take everyone out of the equation. And for some verification, MLB news. Blue Jays, Orioles postponed. All right. So we'll go red. That actually had a wrong weather grade too. And we'll hide that from the main tab. That way you can scroll right past it. Actually, let's just do that. Just take it all out. Trying to slap a card on the clock on PrizePicks. We'll get one together. I wanna hit him for that 2000X flex home run thing, because I don't think it's, I think it's broken. I don't think they're supposed to have that. All right, now that that's through, sweep a couple of lineups that we got that came out. Both the Yankees and the Giants came out. I really want that game to just get postponed too. Get it out of here. Thomas, Lee, Chapman, Ramos, Lamont, Wade. Oh, they're leading off Yastrzemski? Bruh. If that game does play and it's all wet and stuff, Stroman's like a pure contact guy, dude. That defense does not look great. I don't like that at all. Jazz Chisholm working his way down the lineup. I feel like that's my fault, because when they left Yankee Stadium, I was like, all right, guys, Jazz Chisholm is good, but it's not this guy, probably not. And then like he just completely started sucking. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, the short port's just gonna be so good to him, and he's gonna have some pretty extreme home road splits. Maybe not Didi Gregorius levels, but yeah. Hopefully he puts it back on though. The Torpedoes. We have the Nats lineup. James Wood, Ruiz, Nate Lowe, Bell, Garcia, Paul DeYoung, Dylan Cruz, Jacob Young. Nothing too different. Red Sox, Duran, Devers, Bregman, Casas, Story, Abreu, batting 6th. Christian Campbell, Blake Sabal, and Sadane Rafael, of whom I've misspelled his name. There we go. Yeah, I'm just torched, dude. GG's. Can't type. Astros lineup came out. Altuve, Paredes, Alvarez, Walker, Pena, Yainer Diaz, Jake Myers, Cam Smith, Mauricio Dubon. Cardinals we already got. All right, I think we are fully caught up. All right. So now we can refresh the bond detector, get all the Blue Jays and Orioles out of there. Rhonda, Ozuna, Edmund, couple Yankees in here. All right, let's do this home run card. Dude, did we put Lau and Aranda? I think I'm doing it. I don't care. I ain't never scared. Home runs. Aranda. Man, I wish Sawinski was leading off, bro. Braves lineup just dropped. All right. What's going on here? Where's that? Not up. The Reds aren't populating positions for some reason. Oh, this is why. Drag it down some more. There we go. Jake's been pretty good, but no bombs. Jake. We need 5 homers. Oh, Sawinski was somebody we wanted, assuming he might lead off. I might just stick to my guns just to do it. Taking advantage of this It's not like it's a fantastic matchup either. I'm gonna leave it alone. But we'll hang on to both Lau and Aranda. You said the Braves lineup is out, so Marcell Ozuna is looking nice. He's batting third. Honestly, I don't know. I respect Todd Bradley maybe more than I should, but maybe we make a correlated card here for a run first inning. Because Bradley against righty certainly gives them up. Ozuna's been pretty doggone solid. Let's put a lot of balls in the air lately. So, F it did. Let's put Ozuna on this card. We need 3 more. Oh, Jake Myers. Okay. We get a Twins lineup yet? I might have some interest in Wallner, but maybe not. It'd be fun to get 5 homers from the first 2 hours. Maybe James Wood. Let's see what his he's got to be looking good in his batted ball, because I feel like he's homering every time I turn around. 4 homers so far. Top 1% in max EV, top 10% in exit velocity, 65% hard hit ball. Wait, this doesn't seem right. 0% pull air percentage. That seems impossible for 4 homers. Solid shots. He's just not pulling the baseball? No, he is. Something doesn't seem right about that. Alright, let's keep it moving. White Sox, Red Sox. And dude, I would love to fill out that from this early couple of games, but I guess no reason to force it. Maybe I just send these 3 off into the... It's only 58x. It's not worth it. I need more. More. Look at some more James Wood splits. Those homers have been coming off of lefties. Alright, I'm gonna leave you alone, James. I'm gonna leave you alone. Ozuna, Lau, Aranda. Maybe we go still winning Great American. Falter against a righty. Who can we pick up? This is ugly. Orioles and the Guardians might give us no. Bubich or Bybee against a lefty. Pascatino. Let's go. Yeah, Necrezi was on Pascatino. Let's do that. A little 4-piecer. 345. What do we gotta do to make that? We gotta have 5 for the, and then we can take the flex. So we just gotta throw somebody else in there. I'm not going against Bubich for a bomb here. Is there another lefty? I don't think we want Massey. F it, dude. Going Sawinski. Sticking to the guns. Oh, they fixed it. I think, kinda. Yeah, they fixed it. Dang it. I think I cost it. That's my bad. Yo, 670 is still not that bad off of flex. Might run this 3 times. Flex, fantasy, and power. All right, let's do that. So if you guys want to sweat that, we'll do that card. What, early games? Yeah, I was just trying to get it going. I'll be firing out a bunch tonight. But yeah, that'll be something early. But yeah, anyone from the Mets lineup for sure. Getting Sears. T-Ward, Tolerance, or Trout? Tolerance. Trout. All right, anything else, chat, before we get out of here? Twitter.com/Gundacker. I'm sure Saturday and Sunday are going to be all-day games. I don't want to mispromise y'all what we're going to do for tomorrow's stream, but I guess for early games, and I did get some sleep. Might be back tonight. We'll do something. Jump into MLB Grind Discord, MLBGrind.com. I appreciate you. I really do. I did not expect 50, 60 people on a pop-up afternoon stream, but that's love. I'll catch y'all tomorrow or tonight, and I got more work to do. Fire out some slips. So hope you guys crush it. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.